Ooh, make sure the volume is up. Come on, that's the volume button. There we go. Get on up. Get on up. Well, look at this. Hey, Shalaway, appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate you jumping in. We're going to let the room get a little crowded right quick before we get started. Appreciate you jumping in. Let's let the room get some folks in right quick before I start running. On this beautiful Monday morning, we going to let folks wake on up, get on in the room, get on in the room. Kathy, I appreciate you jumping in. We're going to let some folks get in the room right quick. D1 Victory, appreciate you jumping in. Rockstar, I see you. Come on in, folks. Come on in. Come on in. Tammy, I see you. Throat. Oh, my God. I don't even want to say that this early in the morning. Appreciate you jumping in. Anthony Alexander, I appreciate you jumping in. Suni, Donna G, I see you. Christine, Sophie, appreciate y'all. All right, folks. I think we got enough in the house. I know folks coming in on this beautiful day. Let me get my throat wet right quick because y'all know we talking all things narcissist. We talking all things narcissism. So, folks, let's get the party started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leo. I'm a certified life coach, certified transformation coach. I help people heal who are in and trying to leave the narcissistic relationship. And yes, I help the narcissist heal. So, folks, let me get the admin stuff out the way real quick. One, take what you need, put it in your pocket. The rest, throw it away. If you don't need it, throw it away. Everything I'm saying right now, this morning, is purely entertainment. Purely entertainment, because I know the TikTok laws, they've been after me. They out front of the house right now. They're trying to put me in jail. Everything I'm saying is purely entertainment. So, folks, we are talking narcissism. And guess what the topic of this morning is? I am talking different types of narcissists. Different types. I'm talking about the overt narcissist. I'm talking about the covert narcissist. I'm talking the communal narcissist. I'm talking the malignant narcissist. And guess what? I'm going to talk the spiritual narcissist. Yes, folks, I'm going to talk about that holier than thou spiritual narcissist. Now, folks, I'm going to keep pushing through this whole live until I cover every last one. On Friday's live, I was asked a couple questions about the different types of narcissists. So I said, you know what? I'm going to jump in the rabbit hole and I'm going to talk it this morning. Share this live, share this live, share this live, and follow me for more, folks. I'm very transparent on how I talk. I'm not going to use the big words. Another admin note, if you are in a physically or mentally abusive relationship, go get yourself a professional. Go get yourself a therapist. Go get yourself a clinician and call the cops if you got to get out that physically abusive relationship. I help people heal on a holistic level, folks. Let me put that out in the streets right quick, right time now. Now, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Positive Vibes, I appreciate you jumping in. Big Dog, Nick's, User, Deacon, I appreciate y'all jumping in. Folks, I'm going to talk about the overt narcissist. That's that one they call grandiose. I call them grandiosos. That's that one. And I'm going to relate this to the family, folks. I'm going to make this relatable to the family members that you know, the person you might be with, man or woman, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, whoever you got in your family, YN, whatever you got in your family. I'm going to put it on this one right here. What is the overt narcissist? Let's use the barbecue, y'all. That's that person that show up at the cookout, barbecue, whatever you have. They got the best ride. They let everybody know they got the best ride. They wearing all the name brand clothes. They let everybody know the name brand clothes and how much it costs. Pay attention, right? They got the woman or the man, and they showcasing that woman or the man. These are your grandiosos. I'm calling them grandiosos. That's the nickname I'm going to give them. Shut alive, shut alive, shut alive, and follow me for more, folks. I'm going to use the word grandiosos. That's the overt narcissist. We all got them. We all have them, folks. Look, bottom line up, a narcissist does not take accountability for their actions. Don't look for it. They don't take responsibility for what they do. Don't ask for it. Forget it. Throw it away. Right now, we in class. I'm your teacher. I'm not going to use no big words. I'm going to make this so plain, I understand it. And folks, if I have an inner, over, whatever stand you want to be on today, if you can comprehend what's coming out of my mouth this morning, you at the right place. If you can't comprehend what I'm saying, you need to go talk to somebody that's using them big old 15-letter words and all that, because I'm not going to push that right now. That's not how I do business. Again, you don't know me. For those who don't know me, my name is Leo. I'm a certified life coach, certified transformation coach. I help people heal who are in and trying to leave the narcissistic relationship, and I help the narcissist heal. Your overt narcissist is the one that always want all that attention. Put all those eyes on me. Them the ones that's always bragging about their job. Their job is better than your job. Their job is better than your job. Their house is bigger than your house. Their house costs more than your house. Their car is better than your car. And anytime you sit down there and you talk about anything that you have, man, you know what? I just went out there and I just bought me a little house. Man, that's an all right house, man. But look here, how many feet is your house? See, now they starting to grade. They starting to, get that mind going. Oh, you just got 1,500? Man, I got 3,000. They always one upping you. Folks, if you ain't never been around somebody that one up you, I'm going to tell you right now, I done been around many of them. Now, folks, let's go ahead and get some things clear real quick. You talking to a man who was an extreme narcissist. I'm going to use the word extreme narcissist. When I say extreme narcissist, I mean when it came down to women, I was the master manipulator, right? Master manipulator. And some of this, folks, I'm talking about me and some of these. Was I an overt narcissist? Yes, I was an overt narcissist. Did I make my business overly known? No. Yes, I was the guy who had the big truck, who had the big rims, who had the big old stereo on the back. I had to have the loudest stereo on the block. You're going to talk about my stereo. You're going to give me credit for my stereo. Yes. So I did display those overt narcissist ways. Did I ever try to one-up somebody? Not outwardly, but subconsciously? Yes, I did. I'm like, okay, he got that, but I know mine banging even harder. Now, that might be just a common language across the board. But for overt narcissists, this is 24/7. So I displayed some of these, but I really wasn't at 24/7. Did I try to take credit from anybody? No, I didn't want nobody credit. I'm like, that's your credit. You did it. I'm happy for you. But I've had people always try to take my credit. I've had this happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for me. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, where you coming from? And folks, we've had those kind of people in our lives before. The ones that want to take credit for what you've done. You know what I'm saying? Or you ever had that one? And it's an overt narcissist that we talking about, the grandioso. That's the one I call them. Not the grandiose, I call them grandiosos. Because they feel they way up there. They way up there. You ever had that person that say, you wouldn't be here without me? Some of you done been around a person that done said that they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for me. They wouldn't have put this together if it wouldn't happen for me. Folks, that is an overt narcissist right there. The grandiosos. You see what I'm saying? This is the person that nothing happens without them. That might be that person that's always in the store and their closet might be filled up with clothes. And I'm not saying this is everybody. It's not everybody. Some people just love clothes. Some people just love shoes. But this person will make it a point to outdress you, outlook you, outdo you in everything. They want to be the belle of the ball. They want to be the star that shines in the sky. This is your overt narcissist. And when we're talking about in the family, let's talk about the family right quick. They will constantly remind you that everything you have is because of them. I know y'all done heard these people before. Hey, everything you got is because of me. We have parents, uncles, whoever it is, they gonna tell you that. Shoot, you wouldn't have none of that if it wasn't for me. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be here. I know y'all done heard that before. We all done heard that. Not many of us is gonna sit up there and want to put our parents in that direct line of sight. But think about this. A person is never born a narcissist. A person is not born a narcissist. They come into the narcissistic family. And folks, believe you me, I have a gazillion narcissists in my family. If you have to look at my family dynamics, you look at my mom's side versus my dad's side, that's night and day. My mom's side, just happy-go-lucky people, just doing what they do, getting out the mud. My dad's side, grandiosos. It's like, I don't even think they own blue jeans on that side of the family. And I don't want to talk about my family because they're like, man, Leo talking about it. But it's true. You know, I see the pictures on Facebook. I see everything on Facebook. I'm like, man, they wearing sports coat at a restaurant. And folks, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a quick story right quick. How I knew my family way back when. I knew I was at home on a vacation while I was in the military. I go there and I'm always dressed. I got my jeans, I got my tees, I got my shirts, I got my Timbs. Back in the day, I was in Timbs 24/7. They sitting there like, hey, look, you want to go out with us, but you can't wear them clothes. You got to wear some slacks and a shirt. I looked at them like, I ain't coming. And guess believe, they did not invite me. So folks, we have those overt narcissists in our family. When they show up, they the best ones, the cleanest ones. They got the best schools, and that's what they do, folks. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. That's just the way they decide to live their life. Folks, that's your overt narcissist, grandiosos. So if you had that cookout, Christmas dinner, whatever it is, and that person show up and they always one-upping everybody, they got it better than everybody, you just sit back and say, Leo said that's what that is. That's that overt narcissist. Now, folks, we're going to climb into number 2. I got my cards going and everything. You know, I did some homework. I was in that rabbit hole, folks. Those who don't know, my name is Leo, certified life coach, certified transformation coach. I help people heal who are in and trying to leave the narcissist relationship, and I help the narcissist heal. Take what you need, put in your pocket. The rest, throw it away, folks. Again, all purely entertainment. Now, folks, we're going to talk about the second one, the covert narcissist. Folks, I can relate. Because guess what? I'm going to be talking about me a lot inside of this one. Now, folks, I'm very transparent. Again, you talking to a man before he came on his healing, spiritual, physical journey. I was that guy. Very narcissistic. Women, I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to gaslight you. We're going to get to more of that. Now, your covert narcissist, folks, that is the one that constantly got the guilt trips. That's the one that's your guilt tripper, folks. That's the one always throwing a guilt trip at you. Like, you ever heard that person say this, or maybe a parent, after all I've done for you, this how you gonna treat me? I know somebody heard that before. Look, if you heard this before, folks, go ahead and put it in the chat. Go and put it in the chat. You've heard this person tell you, after all that I have done for you, this is how you treat me. It's the guilt trip, folks. This is your covert narcissist. They don't say a whole lot. But deep down inside, they saying a whole lot. And folks, I used to use this. I used to use this guilt trip back in my day. I ain't gonna lie. When it came down to me manipulating a woman, oh yeah, I'm using that guilt trip. Wait a minute, hold on. You mean tell me, and I'm gonna cover this further as we go down the line. You mean tell me I did all this and this how you gonna treat me? You know what I'm saying? I drove all this way and you ain't gonna perform? And folks, I was good at the guilt trip. Wait a minute, I came out the field for a whole week, and now you ain't trying to put out? Folks, this was me. I was covert. I wasn't real loud with it, but I definitely knew the skills of how to use it, and I can identify it now. And look, here's another thing I'm going to throw out there real quick. So I'm looking at my notes, but I'm going to come back and try to keep this relatable to us right here. Folks, share this live, and follow me for more. One thing about the covert narcissist, and this is what you really got to pay attention. You might see this more in your relationships. When a person might tell you, I don't want to see you get the big head. You ever been around friends, family, loved ones, anybody, I don't want to see you get the big head. They might tell you that your success is going to your head. And you sitting there like, maybe it's not. But you have to be careful of people that you're around. People will try to keep you in a box. I'm just trying to keep you safe. I don't want to see you get the big head and everything. And they probably don't even support you. They probably don't support you no way, no how in anything in life that you're doing. But when they see you or they talk to you, they might sit up and say, hey, man, you gotta be careful, man. You starting to act kind of funny. Folks, let me tell you a quick story. Many moons ago, and I had this happen to me. I think I just got my truck way back in the day. I'm home. I'm in Louisiana because I'm born and bred in Louisiana. Y'all know greatest state in the nation all day long. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm at home. I work hard for what I have, right? I'm in my truck. I pull up on some relatives. One cat, relative, really don't know. He sit up there and say, oh, you think you too good to come around us. I'm like, what? I'm sitting, folks, I'm telling you like I'm sitting out here right now today. You think you too good to come around us. You think you better than us. Folks, I've had people tell me this just based on the lifestyle that I was living. Now, mind you, I was running them streets and I was buck wild. I love me some clothes. I had a big old truck. I worked hard for what I had. But I've had people who have tried to shut me down, and you have had people who have tried to shut you down. Oh, you think you are all that. Or they'll sit there and tell you, you know what, you starting to act kind of funny. Folks, let me give you a quick motivation tip real quick. When you start to elevate and you start to live the life that you want to live, whether that be if you want to be a movie star, you want to be whatever you want to do, you're going to have those kind of people who are going to sit up there and tell you success that went to your head because they want to bring you back down. Folks, it's easier to control versus letting you run amok. These are your covert narcissists, folks. Low key, folks, these are the ones trying to keep you down. These are the ones trying to keep you in the box. They pretend to support you. Out in public, man, I'm with you, man. You my dog, straight up, man. I knew you can do it. Behind them closed doors, they trying to shut you down. These are your covert narcissists, folks. These are your covert narcissists. And they will blame you for any time that they fail. Pay attention. If they fail in life, let's say you in a relationship and stuff ain't going right for them, they gonna blame you. Low key, they blaming you. You know what I'm saying? You know what? If I hadn't been spending that much time with you, I would be over here. If you wouldn't have been over here trying to do all this, I would be over here. Your covert narcissist is the ones they low key blaming you for everything. And folks, I'm keeping this general. I'm keeping this with the family. I'm keeping this with everybody. I'm not going to sit down there and just break this down individually because I need us to be able to understand it as a group. Understand, overstand, whatever stands we want to go through today, that's how we're going to keep it. For those you don't know, my name is Leo, certified life coach, certified transformation coach. I'm here to help people heal and who trying to lead that narcissistic relationship, and I help the narcissist heal. I'm going to talk on my third one, the communal narcissist. Now, this one is the one that threw me for a loop because this one is the one that want recognition for everything that they do. Communal. Now, let me break this communal one down right here. This is the one that always out there doing stuff. And I'm not saying because social media has this real big. And folks, I want to put this out there real quick. I'm not calling people out there that go out there and they help the homeless and they videotape it, or they doing good for people and they videotape it. These people have very, very good intent. There's a YouTube channel. I can't remember this guy's channel. He's out in Arizona. I say one day I'm going to meet this guy. I think he works for an organization, and he makes a YouTube video where he is helping the homeless, right? Some people are doing this from purely great intent. Some people are doing this to say, this is me. I want recognition for what I'm doing. These are your communal narcissists. Folks, I will tell you right now, this is where I stand, right? Now, this Leo-isms, whatever your isms is, that's your isms. I got it. To me, I cannot put a person on camera that's in a position like that. And folks, yes, for myself, if I see somebody in need, I'm going to definitely try to do something for them. Because if I'm in a position where I can help, I'm going to help. But the world don't need to see me help. The world don't need to see me help because guess what? The only beings that need to see me doing anything good, and folks, put this in your pocket. Please put this in your pocket. You don't have to let the world see you when you know God, universe, source energy, your ancestors, your spirit team, they see you doing it. So why are we worrying about what the people out there seeing us? Why are we worrying about the likes we gonna get when you taking a person that's at the lowest of the low? Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this story real quick, man. I'm going to a store. I'm going to this Asian food store because they got all the greatest vegetables and everything. I'm rolling up on the set. I see this older gentleman off to my left a little bit. I see him talking to another gentleman. I go in the store, I come out. The gentleman comes at me, say, do you have any change? I say, sir, I don't have any change. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready to drive off. He flags me down. He flags me down. He gets a conversation. He said, look, all I'm trying to do is get me something to eat. I said, that's what you're trying to get yourself something to eat? He's like, yeah. He said, but I talked to this other gentleman. Now, folks, I'm retired military. I used to be a first sergeant at one time. He said, that first sergeant, he's in that store. He's going to give me something to eat. I'm like, okay, I see you. I tell you what, then. I'm going to let him take care of it, and I'm going to drive off. You good? He said, yeah, I'm good. He was an older gentleman. I'm going to say he must have been in his 70s, right? White beard, the whole nine. As I'm driving down the road, I said, you know what, Leo? Go grab him something to bite on, just in case. And folks, I pulled up on the spot, got him some food, got him a drink, and I went back to where he was at. He wasn't there. I'm like, I don't eat this. I don't eat meat. I don't eat none of that. So I'm driving around with it, and I said, hold on, Leo. You know where they got some people that's homeless that's gonna need some food, right? I drive up the road, I see two of them. Now, I only got one for one. I pulled up on the spot. One was in a wheelchair. I said, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. Here you go, boom. Folks, I don't need nobody to see me do that. But guess who did see me? Universe, God, source energy, my ancestors. They seen it. So I know when you do good, you're going to get good. So folks, I'm here to tell you, if that's your thing and you want people to see you doing this, I got it. If you got to reach out on social media and say, hey, look, I seen this homeless person. He over there at this block. If you in this neighborhood, can you tap in and help him? I can see you doing that. But if you're doing this so that you can raise your stake and say, man, I'm holier than thou. I'm helping out all these folks and all this. Give me my accolades. Folks, that's not the way to do business. I'm saying that to you right quick. Hey, William, my bad. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. But folks, here's what I'm trying to get at, folks. This is coming from the heart. We all have this within us. Congratulate us all on having a good heart. We just got to let it come on out. So, folks, I'm going to keep it moving. Now, that's on that communal narcissist right quick. Or you might have heard from your parents or somebody, I gave up my whole life for you. Or I gave up everything for you and this is how you treat me. Folks, I know y'all done heard some folks tell y'all they done gave up all of this for them and this is how you treat me. Some of y'all done had a parent, uncle, cousin, somebody, even a mate. I gave up everything to be with you, and this is how you treat me. Folks, you got to understand, those communal narcissists, this is what they do. They low-key with it, folks. They not going to say it out loud, but they going to tell you stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or they might sit up there because, let's look at it like this. Let's say you with somebody, right? Let's say they're in a church. I'm going to use the church. Folks, nothing wrong going to church. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I go to Bedside Baptist. You know what church that is. So, folks, listen to what I'm trying to tell you on this one. If you with somebody and they giving all their time to the church, right? They doing all these fundraisers, whatever situation may be, but they don't have no time for you. But let's say you go give it back to them and say, hey, look here, you know, when you going to spend time with me? And they give you that guilt trip like, I'm just trying to make the world a better place. Why you being so selfish? You know what I'm saying? Now, folks, I'm here to tell you, I don't try to put nobody down for what they doing. I'm just highlighting the communal narcissist. This is the one that goes out. They want to do everything for the world, but they want that recognition. They want to be seen for it. They want that identification. Man, I went out there, man, and I gave old boy all this, and they whoop-de-whoon, and they got it all right here on social media and everything for the likes. Folks, when you help somebody, what is your intentions? Pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. Your intentions for what's deep down inside of you is your grade sheet. I'm going to say it again. What you do with the right intent is your grade sheet. So are you helping people with the right intent and not the selfish intent? Are you here to make people better? Or are you here just for you? Folks, pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you because I'm throwing a gem out on this one right here. If you operate with right intent to make somebody else's life better, don't wait for the world to give you recognition. It's already coming. When you program your mind to do good and to give good, the good is coming back to you. Period, point blank. So you don't have to sit up there and like, all right, I'm going to put this all on camera so everybody can see me and I'm getting all these gazillion likes. Because when you go on social media and social media pretty much so controlling the world, you will see a lot of this kind of stuff. I don't know what their intent is. What I'm saying to you is, don't, yes, indeed, I see you, Christine, go pop. I see you. But don't sit down there and have wrong intent. Because I promise you, wrong intent is going to come back to you in the wrong way. The law of cause and effect. I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm still on this one. They always want to play the public hero and they always want the accolades. These are your communal narcissists. Now, folks, I saved the big bangers for last because I want to talk on the big bangers for a minute. Because that's the ones I really want to dive into. So, folks, if you out there, if you know somebody out there, and this is all they doing, man, I'm just doing this whoop-de-whoop, man, I'm getting this good old life, man, let me spin the block, man, let me give them this, and I'm going to let the world know this is what I'm doing. Their intentions is wrong. As long as God, universe, source, energy, whoever you give reverence to, know your intent, your good will come back. Your rewards will come back 10 times over. Period, point blank. I don't tell people what I do. I've had people question me about what I do sometimes. Cause I told one of my big OGs, I'm like, look, man, this is what I do. We say, you're not getting paid for it. I could care less, man. Cause you know what the payment is? And sometimes this, man, I know it's coming back in a good way. Folks, I'm gonna give you a quick story. Let me tell you this real quick. I don't even want to stay on this. Folks, let me tell you when good is coming to you good. I was driving down the road. I told this story once. I'm driving. I was doing, I think, a 48 and a 30. 48 and a 30. This cop was dead on me. I pulled over. I'm like, oh, snap. He said, why are you rushing? I said, well, I'm trying to get down here. I'm wrong. My fault all day long. Folks, let me tell you. He went back. I'm like, all right, let me brace for this ticket. He came back. He said, I'm just going to give you a warning because you haven't had a speeding ticket in a long time. I said, man, get out of Dodge. Just happened not too long ago. I'm cutting through a neighborhood, right? I forget what the speed limit. I think the speed limit was 20 and I was doing 35. Cop pulled me over. Just recently, pulled me over. I'm like, oh, snap. Rolled down all the windows. He came up again. And folks, regardless of the color, this is what I do. You can take what I do is whatever you feel, whatever you want to do. Rolled down all my windows. He said, why are you speeding? Sir, I'm dead wrong. I have no excuse. He got my information, went running. He came back. I'm going to give you a warning. You know, he was very honest with me and everything. And I see you got some Oreo cookies. I offer him, hey, you want some? He's like, no, I'm good. And you have a great day. Folks, let me tell you, the universe, God, source, energy, when you putting good out there, they taking care of you. You don't need to sit up there and be a communal narcissist and you want everybody outside of you to see. Long as you know the goodness of your ancestors, God, universe, as long as you know they see you, that's it. My son's girlfriend father told him he's a narcissist and proud of it. I'm worried for my son's health. Joy, I ain't got no words for that. Joy, I ain't got no words. Joy, follow me on that. Joy, my father admitted. Oh my God. I wish I can't hit you right now, Joy. Joy, hit me up. Follow me. Hey, y'all. Hey, look, y'all. Share this live, folks. Look, that's a good one, Joy. I don't want to blow through this one. Please send me that comment, and I can better address it that way and stuff. So, folks, all I'm saying to you is this: when you're doing good for folks, and you see those communal narcissists out there that's doing that kind of stuff, man, and you know, it's like, I did this for the family, and I'm doing this, or the ones that's holier than thou, you know, they're like, oh my God, they praise themselves being so holier than thou, and you don't know, blah, blah, blah. Folks, step back. Don't get upset with them. That's what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the ones that's holier than thou in the church. Man, nobody, I'm doing all this and everything. Nobody understand I'm one of God's chosen ones. Folks, you got them out there. I know some folks that are, I'm not going to say nothing bad. They in that church 7 days a week. 7. There's 7 days a week. They are in church, choir practice, Bible study, this study, church, this 7 days a week, folks. And they're going to let you know that's what they do 7 days a week. They are so holier than thou. I had an old boss. I know she ain't looking at this. Every other word, people pay attention. Every word, every other word. And everybody knew she was in the building because she was the loudest person in the building. She was the loudest person in the building. She wore church clothes every day, high heels, so I can hear her coming. So if I was on the net, I'm like, oh, here she comes. Let me get off the internet right quick. Every other word, hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Every other word. Folks, the most controlling individual I ever came across in my life. Look, I'm just trying to get out of my marriage one. You'll get there. Folks, every other word, hallelujah. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The most controlling person and will talk about you like a dog behind your back. I used to sit there, I'm like, how you going to go to church 7 days a week? And the thing is, and I'm going to tell you how I see this communal narcissist at work. I seen her laughing and joking with nurses. Like we talking right here. Low key. A doctor walk in the office, throwing them straight under the bus. Straight under the bus. Folks, I seen this live and direct. I'm like, oh my, how you do this? But that's what she was doing. Threw them straight under the bus, y'all. This is 7 days, I'm saying 7, it might be 8 days a week in the church. Straight sitting up there, every other word. And I have nothing against anybody go to church and religion. That's what you do. She's sitting there, you can, like the loudest one in the building. Loudest person in the building. When she wasn't at work, everything was smooth. Like, man, it's quiet up in the building. She that, loudest one in the building. Every other word. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Hallelujah. Every other word, literally to a point. Laughing, joking in your face. And I can imagine what she said about me behind my back. And would not let nothing go. Very controlling. Folks, this is very real. Very real. It is very, 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 very real. So, folks, I'm here to tell you. On that communal side, and I'm going to go back to relating with me. When I was with a woman, yes, I'm going to spoil you. I'm going to buy you whatever you want. If anybody was a chance to speak to my ex-wife, she'll tell you, yep, that's him right there. Put his name right on side of it. How many times, and you might know somebody like this, they buy you stuff and they throw it up in your face. Oh, you don't remember when I bought you this? Dude, that was 25 years ago. A communal narcissist, I was one, folks, will buy you everything. Will buy you everything. Let me get upset. Oh, man, I'm throwing it up in your face. You might as well get a pie. You might as well get your face cleaned up and get ready for that pie. Because that pie of what I did for you is getting pushed back in your face. Communal narcissist. This is the one that wants the recognition for everything they do. I was that guy. Give me my praise. We all know that person. We all know that person. And that's what makes some people like, well, I don't want nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you. And you can't blame nobody, whether it's a spouse, family, but they say, I don't want nothing from you because all you're going to do is throw it back in my face. You know you're dealing with a communal narcissist. And folks, that was me 365 days out of the year. If you was a woman, I flew you in, I fed you, and now you don't want to perform, that's coming back in your face. My husband does that to me because he let me finish getting my high school degree. Doggone shame, ain't it, Missy? Doggone shame. But yeah, they'll do it. Shoot, I've had females do this to me. Oh, I did this for you. Oh, I did this. Not too long ago, I had one do it to me. Well, I let you do this. Well, shoot, that was 2 people. Wasn't no gun in your head. Matter of fact, none. You the one told me to do this. But it's going to get thrown back at you, folks. Be ready for it. So, let's get to the big weights, the ones I really want to get into. I want to talk about the malignant narcissist, folks. This one is going to be kind of easy. We've been together 17 years. Ooh, that's a long time. But guess what? You can always start over, I promise you. Starting over is starting better. Folks, let's talk about the malignant narcissist. This is the one that wants to see you hurt. I'm going to tell it to you again. The malignant narcissist wants to see you hurt. When it comes down to the family, let me talk about family dynamics right quick. Like, again, I'm saying you are not born a narcissist. You are born into the narcissist family. Period, point blank. Some of you have been in that household where you might have been mollywopped if you stepped out of line. Some of you have been threatened. Shoot, you don't act right, I'm going to kick you out of my house. Believe me, I grew up in these kind of environments right here. Share this live, because I'm telling y'all point blank. We've all been around the malignant narcissist where you're too scared to do anything. You're walking on eggshells. Folks, I'm going to say this again. If you are in a physically abusive, mentally abusive relationship, malignant narcissist, and they consistently doing this, folks, go get yourself a professional, a clinician, a therapist, get them cops involved, get out of that environment. You're dying a slow death, or you might go quicker than that. But these are persons that rule by intimidation. They want you scared 24/7. They want you scared to even step out of line. You step out of line, it's about to be repercussions. Period, point blank. That's in the family dynamics. You go to the family cookout, and they up there ready to fight any and everybody that say the wrong and do the wrong thing. These are your malignant narcissists, folks. Some of them will exploit your traumas. Folks, I want you to hear what's coming out of my mouth right now. Again, I'm saying this as entertainment. Take what you need, hint, hint, and the rest, throw it away. We have had people who have been molested by family members. Some of you may or may not have heard the term, oh, that's why she out there sleeping with everybody because her old man or whatever slept with her when she was a kid. Folks, you get stuff like that. Oh, he turned that way because such and such did that to him when he was a little boy. You get people who will put that kind of trash out there on you. You got people who will put that kind of trash out there on you. Now, folks, underneath the malignant narcissist, folks, I'm going to claim some of that myself. Again, I'm very transparent. What falls under be the malignant? Look, a malignant narcissist wants to see you hurt. Folks, for me, I didn't have to be physically abusive, even though in my young days, if I was losing emotional control, me and that female, we would have a physical fight. And I'm not ashamed to say that, folks. I'm very transparent. I would not be here today if I can't sit there and say that to you right here. My narc blamed me for being a DV victim. Terrible time, terrible time. You got to get up out of there. You got to get up out. I ain't going to say you got to get out of there. You have a choice. You can stay or you can leave. But folks, I'm here to tell you, for me, my thing was gaslighting. Ooh, I was an expert at gaslighting. If a woman stepped outside of bounds with me, let me kind of go back. My second wife, my first wife, was the last woman I ever touched in physical violence, right? I think the last time I touched a woman in violence and her being that one was, oh God doggone it, 98, 97. I want to say 97, 98 time period was the same time. I went no contact. There you go, no contact and everything else you got to do, Tanya. Good for you. Folks, I had to sit up there and I say the last time I touched a woman in physical violence was my first wife because we was WWN. We were smoking like Frazier in the 15. It just didn't matter. We were going at it. I want to say it was either 97 or 98 was the last time it was 98. It was the last time I physically touched a woman in violence ever again. Why did they be quick to put God in it? They always do that. They always do that. They want to make you feel guilty. Folks, from that time on, there was something that was ingrained in my head. You want to hurt a woman? Walk out of her face when she's arguing. Now, folks, mind you, I had no issue with walking out of your face. But for me, I wanted you to feel the pain that I was going through. I wanted to hurt you or make you feel that hurt if you hurt my feelings when I gaslit you. And folks, if anybody was to meet my second wife, she'll tell you, that boy would ghost in a minute. Because my second wife, I'm going to be honest, she stood toe to toe. She was not going back down for me, and I love her for it. She's one of the most beautiful souls. Every woman I've been was a beautiful soul, beautiful woman, beautiful queens, guys, whatever you want to call them. She was standing right there, toe to toe, look me in my eyes and let me know. And I knew when she was mad, she would cuss, and she ain't never cussed. When she was mad at me, she cussed. I'm like, okay, I get mad, I leave. Husband, boy, whatever I was, I would leave. Because I want her to feel the pain that I'm going through, being a selfish individual that I once was. I'm going to use the word selfish, folks, because a malignant narcissist is very selfish. Period. All of them are selfish because guess what? Hurt people, period, point blank. Hurt people will hurt people and they don't care about it. So that's why I will tell you, folks, some of you may be in that physically or that mentally abusive relationship. This person might be putting you down 24/7. You ain't going to amount to nothing. You ain't this, you ain't that. They might do it to you in public. And publicly embarrass you around your families. Malignant narcissist wants to see you hurt. They are very sadistic people. Period, point blank. And yes, there are different classes. Like I've been saying, you got your overt, that's your grandiose. I'm the guy that got everything. I'm the girl that looked the best. You got your covert, keeping it silently quiet. You know what I'm saying? Silently quiet, hating on you behind your back or whatever situation may be. What do you look for in a man? What do I look for in a man? What do you look for in a man? Okay, wait a minute. You got to ask that question another way. I don't do the whole, no, I can't help you on that, what you look for a man kind of thing. Maybe a question that threw me off. Let me come back to you. Hit me up in the comments on that one, because if you ask me what type of man you should find yourself, become that in which you're going to attract. But I don't look for nothing in no dude. No, not me. I love women. I'm sorry to tell you. But Yeah, no, I don't do that. But folks, let me come back to you. Hurt people hurt people. When you see a narcissist, you around a narcissist, folks, just know that deep down inside, I don't care how big they are, how whatever it is, they hurt people because they are hurting. They have childhood traumas that they really don't want to talk about. Even if you talking to them and they just dominating the conversation on how great they are at everything, you could think back when they was a child. Nobody listened to them. They didn't want them to talk. They didn't. Oh, they want all the attention. Folks, I was that person. I didn't get no attention. I demanded it as an older person. Communication. I don't like when nobody don't text me back. Why I text you? That went back to my childhood. Everything goes back to healing the child, folks, the inner child. Work with your inner child. Most of us think that healing is a one and done. It's never one and done because you're going to get triggered. In life, we always growing, we always ascending. But these are examples of your malignant narcissist. They want to see you hurt. Even if you're in a household, even if you got a sister who always trying to one-up you, or a brother trying to one-up you, or they exploit this stuff. Folks, I had it happen to me when I was a 14-year-old kid. I mean, when I was a 10-year-old kid. I had cousins that would exploit the fact that, shoot, I used to wet the bed up to the age of 11. I used to pee in the bed up to the age of 11. And guess what? They would tell everybody out there in the streets. They would. I don't know how I absorbed that like I did. But they would tell everybody, crowded park. And I had this one who would always, he's way older than me. He would always sit up there and, yeah, you wearing my clothes. And, he would sit up there and just dog me down. But guess what? I'm here right now telling you today, folks, this is what you will see if you have not seen it. Or you can sit up there and prepare your kids. Because guess what, folks? Some of us, we may be doing that right now to our kids. And we don't realize that our kids are sponges. They're going to soak all this up. So don't sit up there and think that your kids will not turn out like you or mirror some of your actions. So if you have any kind of narcissistic tendencies, bet your bottom dollar your child is watching. Your child is watching you, and your child is seeing this, and they are absorbing this. So if you give a doggone about your kids, tighten up your shot group. Don't go around here blaming everybody, because then your kid is going to blame everybody. Teach your kids to take accountability and responsibility for their actions, as well as you take the same thing for your actions. Most of us walking this earth right now today as adults, we do not take accountability and responsibility for our actions, and we will quickly point it off on something outside of us. When bottom line up, it's you. You want to wonder why you keep attracting a narcissist? It's because you ain't did the inner work. You ain't did no healing. You ain't did none of that. You done went from bed to bed to bed and thinking life gonna get better because you got with somebody else. It don't work that way. If you don't believe me, sit down for 1 second. If you within earshot of this voice, sit down for 1 second. How many narcissists you done been with or somebody that's very controlling? How many? Because you're the common denominator. And if you can make that count, go back to you and ask yourself, well, why I keep attracting this? Because people do ask, why do I keep attracting narcissists? Because you ain't did no healing work, and one, you ain't accepted you for who you are. I'm telling you, my last relationship mirrored me to the utmost. Very controlling, very narcissistic. That was me. I started doing the work, period, point blank. I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm home. And that's the hardest thing, is acceptance. The hardest thing is acceptance. Because guess what? A narcissist is not going to admit that they're a narcissist. Folks, last but not least is one near and dear to my heart. And I'm talking this one all the way through. Matter of fact, let me cut my time off because I don't even want to be on the clock when I do this one. Folks, let me talk about the spiritual narcissist. All right. I'm going in this one, folks, because this is one that's very near and dear, and I see it happening. Folks, let me tell you, there are spiritual narcissists out there. You have the people who will use Bible and Bible scriptures against you. Will sit up there and tell you that you are doomed for death because you don't do X, Y, Z, and that they are holy in their dial. You have those individuals. Folks, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. You come across somebody that's always talking about, I'm enlightened. I'm a chosen one. My question is, how the heck do you know you're a chosen one? And how the heck do you know you're enlightened? Now, folks, I've been on a spiritual journey, catch the word, spiritual journey, since 2022. And yes, folks, I ran across people say, well, you a puppy. But you know what, folks? Let me give you a gem. It don't matter when you go on any kind of journey. What God, universe, source, energy, whoever you give reverence to, put it in you. Whatever knowledge is for you. It don't matter when you come into your journey. Some people will say, I'm awakened. How awakened are you? Folks, when you come across individuals who are spiritual narcissists, they're going to die. He says he talks to God all the time. Shoot, I hope everybody talks to God. But when they say that and they still acting like that, spiritual narcissist. I'm sorry. They can get mad at me all they want, spiritual narcissist. Because, folks, I was a spiritual narcissist at one time until I had to learn better. I was that guy who learned something new, and I'm using these big old words, and I know nobody can understand what I'm talking about. Period. I was that guy, too. I'm not sitting there saying Leo is devoid of all this. Heck no. But you can't have a test. You can't have a testimony without a test. So I'm here to tell you, when you come across somebody and say, I'm enlightened, I'm on a spiritual, are they using all the spiritual jargon that they know you may or may not know, or they discredit what you know on a spiritual manner? Folks, I learned more spiritual stuff from people who ain't never got even on a spiritual journey. Because everything is going to be a mirror of you. And folks, I'm going to tell you, everything I'm saying today, you can go research it. Go to ChatGPT, get on YouTube, go get the books. We are all, look, I'm going to make this pure point blank. Folks, you come across somebody that's Bible thumping out there. I'm going to say Bible thumping. They got every scripture memorized. You can memorize the same scriptures. They are no better than you. You come across somebody who on a spiritual journey, and let's say they practicing spells, because they got them out there. People, I'm spiritual. I'm a spiritual gang. I'm all this, and they might practice spells, right? They might practice spells that are good, and I'm gonna come back to the other one. They might practice spells that are bad. You have the exact same gifts. It's when your soul decides it is time for you to awaken. Period. Folks, don't get caught up in the social media hoopla, and you don't have to be afraid of anyone who says they're on a spiritual journey. A spiritual narcissist will ride on that train thinking that they are spells you from Hogwarts. I don't even know what you're talking about there, Xando's blade, but it sounds like something. Folks, I'm telling you, like, you might see somebody that got 1,000 beads on each arm, and it might not even be working for them. I wear spiritual beads. Matter of fact, I ain't got mine on right now. Okay, they over in another room. But guess what I know? I know my ancestors, just like your ancestors are with you. I know my spirit teams around me, just like your spirit teams around you. Folks, spirituality, religion, and all of that, you're going to have those people in there that got that controlling mind. You're going to have empaths, pay attention. You want to jump in and go rescue the world. Rescue you first. We're not here to rescue everybody. Our light gives them permission. We lead by example. Period. That's what it is. I can't sit down there and talk about narcissism if I wasn't that guy. I can't talk about narcissism if I ain't did the research. I can't give you real-time truth if I don't know real-time truth. I don't know what some of these people done went through. I can tell you what Leo been through. I can tell you about spiritual narcissism and spiritual narcissists. I can tell you that, and I can tell you all the other ones. I'm not raising my stakes and my credibility. Shoot, folks, all you got to do is go on my site. All you got to do is hit that link tree underneath my name, and you will see it all right there. I don't have to brag about it. It's there. It's right there. But I'm here to tell you, when you come across somebody that's a spiritual narcissist, do not be afraid. Even if that person sit up there and don't be afraid of that. When you start talking about the hoodoos and the voodoos and all that, anybody, look, let me give you a gem. Anybody, pay attention. Pay attention. And I hope that some of you paying attention, you will have an understand what I'm about to say. Anyone that's in anything dealing with spirituality, awakening, enlightening, and any of that work, you know what goes on if you misuse what you already doing. They know what's going to happen, but they too blinded by wanting to be in control of something. Yes, you have people that's on these journeys and they're blinded because they get a kick and a high out of using a gift to manipulate people. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you what I've heard. I'm telling you what I know. But they don't realize that that consequence is coming back. It's just a matter of time. The laws of the universe are there to keep everybody in perfect alignment and in balance. Anyone that has a spiritual gift, and we all have spiritual gifts, pay attention. You all have it. I don't care if you're sitting out there and you drinking 40s all day long or alcohol, whatever. You got a spiritual gift in you. God gave you this when you came here. You and me, we're one and the same, folks. I am not different from you. I'm just starting to go through all this process 3 years ago. And it's every day, working every day, learning every day. So I'm here. What are yours? What do you mean? What are mine? What are mine? You got hit me at that again, human design coach. What do you mean? What are yours? So I'm here. Oh, what are my gifts? All of them. All of them. But we all have them, folks. We all have the gifts. I would never tell somebody my gifts because we all have the exact same gifts. All I'm doing spiritual gifts. I know what you're saying now, human design coach. I won't tell people my gifts. We all got the same gifts, folks. We all got the exact same gifts. My mission will be different. We all will have a different mission. I have a different mission, but we all have the exact same gifts. So don't sit down there and think that somebody, because they got spiritual knowledge, they learn how to put some cinnamon and some onions and all this stuff together. Now, poof, you believed it and it's affecting you. Now, I'm not sitting there saying there's no negative entities. There are negative entities. There is spiritual warfare going on right now, time of day, in the very present moment. I can promise you that. But I'm here to tell you, as long as you're doing everything the right way, as long as you have right intent in everything that you do in this lifetime, you have nothing to worry about. Your ancestors are going to protect you. They're going to take care of you. They love you. Your spirit guides, your higher self, your spirit team, your spirit council, the archangels in the overwatch, the universe. You see, I'm getting at your guardian angels. Pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. Don't sit down there and you have the gift and now you misuse the gift. I'm saying it again. Because you came into your awakening or whatever it is that you're into right now, and now you're taking your gift and you're misusing your gift. Misuse your gift, you know what's coming. It is the law. No one's above it. A man-made law can be broken, but the universal laws will never be broken. Pay attention. Look here, folks. I ain't going to hold y'all up much longer. I got to get ready to get my day started. I got to go sit out there in the woods, get me some Mother Nature so I can get my day started. Look, folks, period, point blank. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Follow me. I'm very transparent. Look through those videos. Get to know who this guy is, folks. Got questions? Hit me up in the comments. Send me a DM. I'm going to answer your questions, folks. I appreciate y'all joining in. I know y'all going to have a great time. Let's talk this into existence. Let's get the negativity out of our heads. Yes, narcissism is real. Narcissism is spiritual. Yes, it is. Regardless of which one that you got, it is spiritual. You're here to learn the lesson. You're here to learn the lesson. Y'all signed the contract before you incarnated here. You chose the parents. You chose everything prior to coming in here. Now, you just have to understand why you made the choice, folks. Look here, y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I might be on here tomorrow talking motivation. I don't know. But it's going to be on a different channel. But definitely Wednesday, we back at it again, folks. Let's remember it's been a civilization here in BC, way before Columbus. Yes, indeed, Vito. Yes, indeed. I hope I said it right. Wait for it in. Hey, look here. That's a great one. Folks, y'all have a good one, man. I know y'all will. Have a great one.